here we are once more, and as it is said, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with only one step. And I want to believe so far we have taken several steps towards the end of our journey. We have seen that it is no doubt that Satan or evil exists, and Satan does not exist all alone. There are demons, which we call the fallen angels, which he uses as his angels to ruin our relationship with God. He saw some names of these fallen angels and what they do to affect our relationship with God. We also saw the entry points of these demons in our lives. And today we will look at a very interesting topic. Why am I saying it is interesting? Because I want to believe that everybody finds themselves in this kind of entanglement, being entangled by the demons, as in being enticed, seduced by the demons. And this topic I gave it the signs of demons' manipulations in our lives. One thing we should note, demons, when they possess us, they don't do that in one day or month. It can be a process of years after years when we can now say, yes, I am possessed, or that person is possessed. So it is a process where they manipulate our lives, they enslave us, they torture us until at the end we give into their trap. So I gave these signs names which will paint pictures in our mind. Let us look into these signs of manipulations of the demons in our lives. The first one, I named it the slippery slope. Imagine yourself trying to climb up that kind of place. And how does this happen? This happens when you start to think, oh, it will only be this time. It is not a big deal. No one is looking. I'll just give in just for this one time. Then I will stop. Then tomorrow comes. It happens again. And you give in, saying, this is the last time. And I will stop. But the cycle continues. Yes, we are all humans. We make mistakes. But then letting go once in a while is healthy. A slip here or there is okay, but it is a very dangerous zone. It is a very dangerous territory for us to remain in. Without knowing, we give in once and for all to sin. Remember, where your focus goes, the energy flows, and the results are great. Then, if you focus on evil, your energy flows to the evil, and the results definitely will be seen, because we will start acting in a very different and weird way, or saying things which any human normal being will not be saying. And those are the results and a sign that we have been manipulated by the evil. Then we may ask, wow, then how to help ourselves? How to come out of this kind of manipulation? There are many ways, but I want to point out one. Take a break. Don't even think about it. Don't entertain the ideas of that kind of sin, no matter how good it feels. Think about the future pain or consequences you will undergo. Then get up and climb, focusing on your goal. The second sign of manipulation, I gave it the name slide, whereby you are very comfortable, things are just flowing with you. You don't mind. And how does this happen? It begins when you start saying to yourself, well, I'm already messed up. I am a failure. Might as well keep on going since I suck. Anyway, my life is a mess. No one is going to notice. I'm always like this. Before you know, you are at the bottom of the mountain. This is where you start to lose control over your thoughts and eventually over your body. One time can turn into several times. This is the other choice you make if you don't keep going up the mountain as a result of saying that, after all, I'm already a sinner. I'm already messed up. Stop indulging into evil's delights. That is what he wants you to do, and never lose hope in working for a change for better. Remember to change your assumptions. Suffering is a choice. Then try also to picture yourself in 8 years to come and ask yourself, this series of actions I'm doing, are they worth it? You can stop at any point and come out of that slide, out of that comfortable zone. You are saying, I'm like this, I cannot change, I'm doomed, I'm a sinner. You can come out of that at any point. And I do say, the more random the place, the more random the time, the better. Just like Jesus went to the possessed man and he put off guard the demons. They were confused where to go. Do that. When you decide just abruptly, the better, because Satan will be confused how to handle you. You have put him off guard. But when you start systematizing a strategy how to come out of that, he is with you and he is going to ruin those strategies. So the random it is, the better. Just wake up one day and say, no, I want to focus on my goals. And Satan will be thrown off guard and you will be laughing at him. The next one is the sign of shroud or mind blindness. Some may say, do mind have eyes? Yes, we have inner eyes which are in our thoughts. How does this happen? You know your goal, but then you start to think of things that you think you need in order to get there. And pretty soon you lose sight of your original goal because you have gotten distracted by less important goals. We call them the miscellaneous kind of minds. This is one of the cleverest strategy used by evil forces. It takes you out when you are on your right track. Your brain thinks it needs something, but it is a false goal. And you end up taking a lot of unnecessary bypasses to reach your goal. You will get a glimpse of your actual goal for a second, and then a shroud is thrown over you by using your very own evil veil of thoughts. So, you will never find it again. You are very busy trying to gather here and there what will help you to achieve your goal. But at the end, you start focusing on these other things, the miscellaneous, and you forget your main goal. Then you may ask, wow, it's true. Then how to help myself out of this manipulation? I got you. Work on remembering and reminding yourself of what goals you have. Put it in your mobile phone as your background, or even as an alarm. Set a text in your room to remind you every evening and morning before you get out and when you come in your room. Make index cards and place them in front of you while you are working. The next one is greener grass. That is comparison. Then, how does this come about? If you look at Facebook, social media platforms, you often think of yourself that your life sucks in comparison to your friends. You look at your neighbor and the things they have in their houses. You compare your career income and status with those of your same peer group and co-workers. We have this perception that the grass in the yard over the fence is much greener and better than our own. But many are the times when you actually get there, the grass is just as brown as in your place. It was just an illusion. The tricks on your mind is that anything when put in relation to another, one will always be lesser and the other one will be greater, unless they are the same. Remember, you are the one who determines the value of something and that we are unique from each other. Another way we can help ourselves out of this manipulation is stop comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself with yourself yesterday and set your own goals and destinations. Use the people around you as inspirations of where you want to go. But check them against the reality of your own life, goals, and mission. Don't go for something just to have it. That is worst kind of gift you can give to yourself or to others. See what you have as valuable. The next one is endless peaks. How does this happen? You finally climb the top of the mountain only to see several new peaks beyond it that you now must climb. In other words, you achieve your goal only to see that there are other several more goals for you to achieve before you can settle, before you get satisfied. Evil loves to keep moving the goals post. So you feel this eternity of torture that things will never end. You will never get that elusive feeling of happiness. You can never settle. How to help ourselves from this manipulation? Start enjoying yourself now instead. Be satisfied with little things you have in life that bring delight and joy to you. Learn to be happy for no reason and to appreciate both ups and downs, the peaks and valleys of the path before you. Aim to the best version of yourself rather than getting everything right in the world and lose eternity. The last manipulation I want us to discuss is waiting until everything is just right. You sit around waiting for the perfect moment to happen in order for you to get started. So you make up excuses for not doing what you really want to do because you are not in comfortable zone or not ready in your mind yet. This is the final trap that renders good people inactive and lose the momentum of action. We fear to take a leap of faith. If you always wait for the opportune moment, though, you will never get started, and it may be too late if you wait too long. It will never be the perfect moment. Things will never be just right, which is why you should get started at any moment of day. Remember, life is chaotic. The only moment you can change is the present, the now time. Don't look at the future. Don't look at the past. Deal with now. And also, be kind to yourself. Have self-compassion is the key unlocking the fears that hold us back. As it is said, fear is an enemy of faith. We all make mistakes. Accept that and stop resisting. Give in just a little and you will often see that things don't turn out as bad as you imagined. Starting is half the battle, so just do it. Don't sit back and say, I will confess later, I will confess next month. No, when you feel the urge to do it, do it. Start anew. So, my dear friends, we can say that evil can sometimes creep into our lives without our conscious knowledge. Create a barrier so that you don't identify that they are manipulating you and stop them. So in conclusion, what we have just gone through about the signs of manipulation, we can say we can win all these by just few points I want to put as summary. Show a little kindness to yourself. We are all human. That is part of our journey of becoming the most effective, best version of ourselves. Start now and start enjoying yourself now. Don't compare yourself to others. Remember the importance, goals, and the reasons why you have chosen them. Get familiar with when you go too far and recognize that you can correct at any time. Don't dwell long on the negative. Dwell on the positive and keep going. Then a very important note. The above signs of manipulation should not be confused with the signs of demon possession. As I said, it is a process. These manipulations are part of the process. And maybe to be in a better place to differentiate them, I want to list some of signs of demon possessions. 1. Someone may have abnormal or unnatural body shape. Then there is supernatural capacities. Somebody can be able to fly, can be able to do things which a normal person cannot do. Then there is also supernatural strength. There is knowledge of previously unknown languages. You hear somebody going into speaking into tongues which are really not associated with the Holy Spirit, but they do. They talk with those demons in their own languages. The other one is unnatural body movements, doing the body in a way any normal person cannot do. Then there is insults, especially to God, His people, or objects related to God. Like you show a cross and this person is really insulting you like hell. Then the other one is blasphemies towards the name of God or Jesus. Then there is thinking oneself being possessed. Person is saying, oh, they are killing me. Then the other one is the sign of leading a very wicked kind of life, or living outside the rules of the society. The society does this and you are doing other things. Persistently sick, falling into heavy sleep and vomiting strange objects. The other one is making a pact with the devil, like those I mentioned in the 3rd episode. There are some musicians or big people who really compromise or sell their souls for the sake of fame and power. Then being troubled by spirit is a sign of demonic possession. Being tired of living, like you have suicidal thoughts and just wishing to die, like you are tired of being in this world, is a sign of demonic possession. Then being uncomfortable, angry, sometimes your face changes, you are violent, especially in the presence of things like Bible and other sacramentals like the cross. Those are signs of demonic possession. They should not be confused with demonic manipulations, which are processes or preparation for this demon to possess us.